Kinda like one of those Freaky Friday plots, Lil Dicky and Chris Brown ends up switching bodies. The whole music video goes all over the place, with him ending up switching places with three other musicians. Now that I think about it, this is the first body switching song I've ever heard. So, yeah, I guess I've seen something new every day. Do you guys remember the overly attached girlfriend? I know I do. Imagine switching bodies with pretty much a yandere, and it's pretty much the plot for this video. Like, it's really creepy. Like, imagine having your own body stolen, and they pretty much have the advantage over you. Like, I really like the twist though, so it's a really solid video. So, I remember this being up on YouTube years ago, until it was taken down. Luckily, the original uploader re-uploaded this, but part 2, however, kinda takes a weird turn. Like, to be honest though, I'm not surprised, given that people love making random things with random characters. Also, why is Meloetta in love with Ash? You know what? Moving on.
Oh, you scared me half to death.
Then let's take care of the other half!
All right, listen up, you little radish munchers. This battle is about to become way too exciting to show our younger viewers. So, instead, I will show you this soothing image until the fight is over. Sweet mother of five, you should see this. Cookies and mushrooms flying through the air like June bugs in a swamp. Whew, it appears to be over. Let's go back to the... Whoa, that was entirely my bad. I misread the signals. I knew a guy named Joe. He misread the signals in a combat situation. Now he eats everything through a mechanical straw. Wait, battle's over. Carry on.
Oh yeah, I am aware of this episode. I forgot who originally reviewed this episode. It was pretty much a long time ago. I think it was either Ralph the Movie Maker, Mr. Enter, or Rebel Taxi. But whoever was responsible for this, yeah, thanks guys. I didn't need to be reminded of this episode. So, basically, Chica and the other guy, Jack, end up switching bodies and, yeah, let me play the song for you.
Beer trucks, incest, and don't forget the Confederate flag.
Incest. Yeah, gay incest. Listen, man. There's nothing wrong with being gay, but if you're into pretty much incest, yeah. I remember back in the 2010s of YouTube, she used to pretty much charge her videos. Like, you had to pay a decent amount of money to watch her videos. And I also remember her getting backlash for that decision. Now the videos are pretty much free, and Ren Adams is well known for body switching videos, her most popular ones being possessions. Currently, the whereabouts of Ren or any updates are unknown, with her last update on Facebook being recent, around 2020, during a certain cough disease. Apparently on Metamorphs, there have been claims that, yeah, she pretty much did it for the money, but that's all speculation. Kind of like Kay the Yatagaratsu. I'm sure she'll make a comeback someday. Speaking of Kay, she's a popular body-switching DeviantArt artist, well known for original and random body-switching content. She was originally gone, with her last update being on 2017, but recently has uploaded her first drawing in years. Welcome back, Kay. So, I mentioned this earlier in the Iceberg, but I do remember a long, way long in the early days of YouTube, there was this animation where someone used the voice clips for the episode of Raven and Starfire switching bodies. I think it was in 3D, although it could have been animated through Gary's Mod or Source Filmmaker. It was kind of bizarre. I remember watching it over and over again, but sadly I can't seem to find it anymore. Maybe at some point I'll try to find it again, maybe re-upload it on my second channel, but as of now, it's probably lost forever. I'm sure these were more popular back in the day, but when it comes to body switching stories and possessions and all that, these were the more interesting ones. Basically, you pretty much choose your own adventure. Some stories online offer interesting scenarios, but whatever you choose, you end up choosing said choice. And you can even make some of your own. A lot of them are NSFW, so I advise you to be careful with that. I actually do remember there being scenes of human consciousness transfer, or pretty much basically placing someone's mind into a living person. I don't blame them though. If they have the technology to basically live forever, just by transferring their consciousness into a body, it would make sense to do it, although the moral implications and ethics are questionable at best. You can't just steal a living person's body without consent. It all depends on if they have the power to do it, or you can try and avoid your fate. Oh yeah, I actually remember coming across the scene. So, imagine there being a gambling machine where you're forced to switch places with an animal, pretty much any animal to be accurate. Oh, and one of the main characters switches places with another character. This is from the 10th episode of the show, which honestly kinda looks like another generic magical girl show, to be honest. I know there were several stories out there. I know this because I used to be a fan of these books. I remember reading whatever book I could find during middle school, and yeah. Anyways, the first book is Revenge of the Body Squeezers, and what's interesting about this is that it's a choose-your-own adventure book. I actually remember being a huge fan of this genre. Depending on your choices, it can either go all wrong to somewhat good. There is some body switching in this story, so yeah. The other book is the I'm Afraid of the Bees, where the main character tries to steal the body of a cool kid because why not? Apparently, Goosebumps fans seem to hate the book, which, like, it was probably so bad that there's no episode to it. Yeah. If I remember correctly, and spoiler alert, I think even the Ghost Dog books, had a body swapping plot. Like, leaving them stuck in the body of a ghost dog. It's kind of really messed up when you think about it. Think of this as like the mature Goosebumps. By that, it's mostly aimed at teenagers. Anyways, one book I remember reading, it was called The Switch book, where two best friends end up switching bodies. I don't want to spoil anything here, but like, I do remember liking the book. Also, it had an interesting plot twist in the end. I recommend checking that out. There's also body switchers from outer space, but that's pretty much it. Another YouTuber who's known for her content, but she's mostly focused with TG. Again, I don't consider this as a body swap, but mostly a transformation where you can pretty much change gender or looks. Sadly, while she's still uploading, she's taken the AI route, which, yeah. I don't know if the epilogue to the Princess Robot Bubblegum episode in GTA 5 counts. Like, she actually does have her master's voice. I don't know, it's complicated. In GTA Online though, through astral projection and pretty much a load of weed, the online player does possess Franklin and Lamar. But like, I guess they're technically taking the back seat, since they're like, pretty much acting like them. I don't know, it's like the weed controlling them as well? I don't know, it's so complicated. Earlier I mentioned that Reddit and Twitter had a ton of body switching content, so I tried searching on Facebook, and yeah, there's nothing too notable. If anything, you're better off Googling it. I mentioned this a while ago, earlier in the Iceberg, and luckily enough, I managed to track down the story, though I'm kinda disappointed that this wasn't part of the whole Avril Lavigne replacement conspiracy theory. Like, honestly, that would have made an interesting story to that, but like, anyways, basically the story is about, and I kind of like how the author just began the story with, I was minding my own business when I suddenly got shot. So anyways, Avril Lavigne, I honestly don't know how to pronounce that name, sorry, got into a car accident in the story, and the main character, Lucy, gets shot at Starbucks. And then, suddenly, she gets a brain transplant, switching her brain with Avril's. And this kind of confuses everyone, including her old boyfriend. Sadly, the author hasn't updated the story since 2016. So, the story is currently in a cliffhanger. But I honestly like it. I wish it was part of the conspiracy theory though. I know it's pretty weird that this entry is low in the iceberg, but like, there aren't much buy switching or possession commercials out there. I mean, yeah, there are those TG ads, but like, I've actually re-uploaded one in my second channel. It's the Aflac commercial, where like the Aflac duck switches by with Melania Trump. Okay, politics aside, this is honestly pretty funny. I remember there being a Spanish dub for this commercial, which I really want to try and find at some point, but it's currently lost, from what I can tell. Oh, and I managed to find this buy switching commercial with Intel, which is interesting. Other than that, it's weird that there's not a lot of buy switching commercials out there. Basically, a caption is where you have an image to the left of the picture and a long fading story to the right. These tell a short story on how the character in the image swapped bodies or got possessed by someone. There seem to be a ton of these out there, and I remember these being around for more than 10 years now. Although I can't find the point of origin to these things. I mentioned the whole choose your own adventure thing, and this is the website that had the combination of both choosing your own adventure and body switching story. I actually remember coming across the site back in the early 2000s, but nowadays, looking back at it, it still has a decent community base, although I have to note two things about the modern writing.com. They seem to have an annoying thing where free members are prevented from exploring the interactive stories from going further, unless you pay a membership or pretty much refresh the page. And coming back to the site, a lot of stories have kind of aged poorly. Yeah, nothing more to add here. Basically a body-switching film between sisters after they wish to be each other. Nothing too interesting. Seems like the movie is more underrated within the body-switching genre. I honestly can't believe I forgot about this, but it's not as well known. This was also around in the early days of YouTube, though in the Tarzan cartoon, Jane ends up getting possessed by Queen La, and she later possesses Tarzan. Honestly, it's an interesting episode, and you can actually watch it on YouTube, full episode and all. You'd be surprised that there's a ton of fanfiction. Of course, there's many based on body switching. I can't think of any in mind, but it's actually been years since I've been on the site. Anyways, if you're curious, feel free to check the site. So, there's this genre on YouTube, and I'm kind of obsessed with it. I'm sure some of you have come across these channels, and basically where the plot for each manga is girlfriend betrays me, so I got a better girlfriend. Or best friend betrays me, so I do better for myself. Or Tsundere hates me, but actually likes me. Believe it or not, there are body switching videos. There are a few from Attack on Mika, and one from many people, and Rabbit Home Nova. there was one where, I don't remember which channel this was from, but like the story was like about an old lady who pretty much stole the body of a young woman, and the woman tries to get her body back, and in the end they end up reconciling with each in the end they end up reconciling with each other, and like they switch back. But like while I was making this iceberg, it was either deleted or privated, and I don't remember which channel made this video. Doing some research on the Wayback Machine, I found another many video where a character gets possessed by the devil, and there are others like this out there. That's pretty much it within the video rom-com department. Not much to talk about. To my surprise, this channel show is very popular. I know it's weird that it's lower in the iceberg, but like, it's just one episode of where like the whole family switches places. From what I remember, I thought it was okay. Like, I honestly like how the entire family got zapped by lightning. It reminds me of that scene from Chavo de Ocho. If you speak Spanish, I recommend giving this episode a watch. It's decent. On the brink of divorce, James and Michelle has drifted apart over the years and couldn't be more different. On their 13th wedding anniversary, they wake up to discover that they somehow switched bodies. Unable to switch back, they are forced to understand what the other goes through on a daily basis. They develop a new sense of respect and find themselves falling in love all over again. I mean, it's a cool concept, and I can understand how the love between a man and a woman can sparkle between them, if you know what I mean. I almost forgot about this. Yeah, this is pretty much a body swapping short between friends. It's kind of funny, although Red was kind of being a dick. I honestly can't believe I've learned this fact from like an LOL Superman iceberg. But what's interesting about this search topic, like, let's say you're trying to find like a body switching video, or you're trying to find like a lost media video or something like that, or from memory. All you have to do is type the keyword, then you type before, then the 2 colons, and then the year of like you suspect where like the media is from, and boom, you actually have the search. This works on YouTube and Google, from what I can tell. So now you've learned something today. So have fun with that. I know this anime is popular, but I'm not surprised that it has a body swapping scene. Funny enough, I have seen body swapping memes from this anime, so it's honestly hilarious here. Also, what's interesting about this scene is that they keep their voices during the swap as well, which that's honestly a good thing. Like I honestly appreciate the level of detail there. I've never seen this anime, but I honestly like the scene. Like, I can honestly see the lady adjusting to her new body, while the gentleman is like, freaking out in his new body. It's an interesting change in dynamic.